Rondale Moore had a very interesting debut with the Arizona Cardinals today, catching 4 balls for 68 yards. He was involved in one of the craziest plays of Kyler Murray's career, where he dropped back, ran around like he was in Madden, and just slung the ball to him. We'll go over that play here today. But the thing about Rondale Moore is that he's a super athlete. We've covered this in depth in the channel months ago. I've done multiple videos on it, and we're already seeing this from game one out of Rondale Moore. I'm excited to see what his career is going to look like. I'm buying him in fantasy, especially Dynasty. I have lots of shares of him. Got him in Devy, Dynasty. Been a fan of him for a long time. Redraft, he's a guy you want to think about pulling the trigger on, especially if you need to cover bye weeks, need to cover your flex. I'm not telling you he's going to be gangbusters week in and week out. I'm going to tell you, though, he's going to have upside, and he's going to have splash weeks, and he's going to be a guy that you can pull off your bench or off waivers if you're in a pinch. But with that being said, let's look at the tape from week one. We talked about how Rondale Moore is a super athlete. We're going to see that here. He's lined up in the slot, off ball at the top of your screen. And we're going to run the play. The ball snapped low. Murray handles it. Moore's going to line up in the flat here. And this play is bang, bang. Murray whips it out to Moore real quick. And now he's going to turn upfield. The blockers are doing their thing. This guy's peeled off, ready to seal off the lane. We got another lineman getting ready to engage on another defender. And Moore does what he does. He kicks in the gear and turns on the jets. We have blockers out in front of him. He knows how to weave in and out of traffic. And he's tough to bring down. He's tough to catch up to. He's fast. And he turns this little play into a big gain here. Well, let's watch this in real time so we can get a feel of his speed. So he catches it and bam. Shoots off like a rocket. Weaving in and out. And that's Rondale Moore. That's what we saw at Purdue. We saw Rondale Moore do this a gang of time at Purdue. He did this against like Ohio State, against tougher competition as well. And he's a shorter wide receiver. People didn't like that about him coming out. But he's stocky, he's thick, he's got a lot of burst, so he creates a lot of kinetic energy, makes him tough to tackle. And along with that low center of gravity, he can chain together micro movements for him to be able to break down defenders in the open field, allow him to create separation, allow him to pull away from defenders, and we saw that here on this play. I'm not going to lie, I don't even know how we're going to analyze Rondale Moore on this play, but I'm going to show it to you anyways. This is the play. Murray going crazy in the backfield, playing Madden pretty much, weaving in and out of guys, running away from defenders, chicken with his head cut off, and it somehow makes it happen, slinging the ball to Moore downfield. And it's just astonishing to watch, really. I can't tell you what he's doing. The camera's on Murray the whole time, but he does reel in the pass. We'll go over that when it happens. But let's start the play here. Murray takes the snap. It's starting to break down. The edge is collapsing here. He rolls out. He knows contain is sat up on him. He's got his eyes downfield looking. Nothing must be open. So, or he's just reading his blocks cracking down here and he realizes he can escape. 98's in front of him. He reads his momentum. Turns on the brakes here. Cuts it up. 48's crashing down like a bat out of hell. But he stops on a dime. 48 over pursues, he steps back, and then he makes the throw. This is probably one of the greatest plays I've seen in a long while. I'm not going to say ever because that'd be too much, but stops on a dime right here. Let these guys crash into each other a little bit. Finds Moore. Look at that. That's not even like a lot of space there, a lot of separation. This is right in the bucket type deal. This is, look, he's got, there is separation, but imagine what he was going through, having to get away from those defenders and step back and just rifles this and have the confidence to do it. That's astounding right there. So, of course, it's in blur. And Moore catches it with his hands out in front of him and brings in the play. For Moore to just stay with it and find the hole in the zone, that little tiny baby hole, it's good that he has the awareness to do so and stick with it to get the target. Moore could have went. I mean, Murray could have went short to that guy, I guess, but he found the target back here. It must have been more open when he was setting up the throw. But man, that's a pretty ball. That's more Murray. The more, I guarantee it, but I had to show it to you. It's a good catch as well. Good awareness by Moore, even though we did not see what he was doing. But to keep up with all this going on, boop, you had to have good field awareness to be able to stay with the play. But I want to thank you for staying with me. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. It means a lot to me. Every subscriber matters. It fuels me to keep putting out this content. It fuels me to keep doing these film reviews, helping you guys with your fantasy teams with my fantasy analysis videos that I put out. And all in all, I want to thank you guys